For me, I'm actually putting together a star date log from a mission. A very difficult, I would say, double black diamond level journey, right? See, a lot of people in the world right now, they can't really recognize what's going on. Us in the Bangland, us who have experienced parental alienation, us who have had narcissists in our families up close, and we discovered it. Because, many remain, ChatGPT says even 80 to 90% remain under the trap forever. Joe Rogan is under the trap forever. He has a whole family out there that's like, yeah, the guy he's describing as his dad, which is his dad, that's not our dad. That's inaccurate. That's not true. That's not correct. That's not a truth. We would like to meet him, but he doesn't want anything to do with us. He wants nothing to do with us for some weaponized, crazy, extreme reason why you would not explore and experience all the God-given destino. We could say destino, like intestinal, but this is destinal, right? It's in that track. But you can just simply step out of that natural track and trajectory, which I would say will be the definition of the word deception. Distracted out of your excellent journey. And it hurts and it's heartbreaking when that happens. However, it's part of life. It's part of the beautiful, holistic, overall experience we call life, Earth, atmosphere, the globe. This holodeck training module for your soul, the true colors are coming out. Will you stab your friends in the back? Just imagine everything you think is a secret becomes unsecret at some point, and everyone can see all of everything you did exactly to a T in an exact recording that they can now, as a different level of being, just download in a blink. Oh shit, dude, you are disgusting. Right? Clean it up, ladies and gentlemen, clean it up. Those of us who have been through these severe narcissistic experiences, we can recognize, and I mean, it's like they're laughing at us, Netanyahu, who the fuck has a name like that? Anyway, let's just be real here, okay? If anyone has engaged in a insane, senseless act of cruelty, all right, they're beyond deceiver. We're talking about deceiver's baby steps for this devil, all right? and all we've got right now is a breeding pod for the next extreme Machiavellianist or whatever mouth sound you want to put, not played by the golden rule, usury, trickery, abusery, and that's their intention. And they do produce these insanely senseless acts of brutality. For example, in the family unit, my mother's a narcissist. I ejected her from my life. I hated this person. She did the worst abuse. We won't even get there, right? The most horrible. I grew up so fast, so quick. I was a youngest kid in the juvie jail, kids for cash system, that we never got a documentary like they got in Pennsylvania. There was a documentary about it. Nope, these kids, most of them are still in the system today. Just got completely screwed over. Their moms wanted to wreck the ex to get the checks, have the kid to trap the dad. Shoot, in my case, thank God it was I'm sure this horrible narcissist cheated on more than my dad's brother when she was married to my dad. I could have been anyone's kid. She cheated on every other husband she had. These narcissistic people, they do that. They have no loyalties. They're grimy, man. And they all stick together because they all know what each other is, and they're just willing to continue to play the grime game, the worms slithering on top of each other in the worm can, whatever analytic description you want to use for it. Then I let her back into my life. She meets my kid a few times. I'm out deployed in the military. I'm deployed. And she's emailing me saying, your kid's mother went to another county, lied to him, told him that she didn't know where you were, and got a full custody order. I'm giving her $1,000 a month at that time. She knew exactly where I was. You know what I mean? Anyway, but you know, she did this kidnapping shit 3 fucking times. My kid's mother is a Freudian exact copy of Amber Heard, Erica Kirk, my mother. You know, these narcissists won't pass an MMPI-2 test. Why aren't we having everybody take this? You know, this shit is so obvious, and these senseless, destructive, heartbreaking, just soul-crushing acts. Yeah, like I said, I just don't know what to think of it anymore. I've built my strengths off of some of the most ridiculous, horrible. I'm still convinced I was supposed to kill the 10 people that did the child abuse. You know, out in the jungle, there wouldn't have been no stopping it. Right now, shit, if I was to be around one of these people, you're not gonna stop me from tearing their freaking head off and kicking it down the street. And I'm sure they'd be stupid enough. This is what they would take what I just said and do it just for the drama. Just like when I'm out deployed at war, I'm being told, and then lo and behold, what happens with the witchcraft? An incident the very next day. The guy deserved it, but normally I wouldn't have smacked the nails out of him. And when I went to Exo's Mask, everybody, it was like, it went like this. He's actually a superstar. He had just gotten off the phone with this stupid news because I looked right at the CEO. I was using a bat phone. When you're sitting in the Persian Gulf, you have to use a high level transmission device to get a call home. And I had I had to go to my chain of command and be like, man, I need to call home. I don't know what the fuck is going on. She's emailing me this shit. Proceeds to tell me over the call, yeah, she was just telling me they were in the back of the twin sisters' car robbing stereos out of the other babies that, I mean, just fucking Jerry Springer all to all hell. And now we fought 52 casualties. I actually receded off team leader position in the flying squad back to another position after that. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of pressure. There was a lot of pressure on me. I was doing an A+ job, and that's what was said at XO's Mast. Off that incident that happened after that call, they were like, they gave me free leave. You know, to go handle my shit better and get everything set up, and that's what I did. And I took 7 parenting classes as well. The state of Virginia required 3 parenting classes to get a divorce. She never took them. She fought me on the divorce. I had to file a separate action. And then later, she filed a separate action like the one I did to get a divorce to cash out for $1,400 or $400. Either one of those is totally unacceptable. The $200,000 most best life insurance policy a kid can have. You have to serve to get it. All right, she cashed that out. The kid no longer has it. If something happened to me tomorrow, my daughter would have had $200,000 had she not done that. Hopefully with these videos, and I've made a few others, you know, Godfather Richie, thank you for being in my life. You know, any beautiful person who can take a beautiful role of any kind, I mean, do it. That's what we need right now, is people to support each other. You know, to recognize when you have a narcissist constructing, causing, sparking, sabotaging. Right now, peace deals sabotaged by these guys. Look at Jimmy Dore. You know, I know I'm the realest dude on the internet and everything. That's why you should pay attention to all the recommends I'm giving. It took me 8 years in the jungle trying not to kill people to get that way. You know, I definitely wanted to I'm just keeping at it. That video pissed me off that I made yesterday. You know, if you You brainwash your child and rob them of the best relationship with their best super dad because you're a bitter little shitty bitch. I was reading the emails. That's what really got me. I'm her fucking dad now. I hope your transvestite wife died or something and the tumor blows in your head. That's what these kidnapping pieces of shit wrote me while they kidnapped my kid. These narcissistic pieces of shit, you know, and they wanted me to fucking, you know, they want to bait. These are the little shits on the schoolyard that start a fight, and then when fucking blood starts spraying everywhere, they're freaking the fuck out, calling the authorities and making the story worse than it was. And of course, they're just a victim. You can't get lower or more pathetic. You can't make me more sick anyway. I can detect these people like people who are leaning too far on this piece of shit side. I start to detect that shit. They don't start to detect how much danger they're in, ever. Trust me. And sometimes, just for fucking community service sake, I don't know. But listen, this ain't no bullshit fucking situation with me, man. You run with me, you better keep your shit oiled. And fucking we don't need no squeaking or ill performance. Our mission is too big. You know what I mean? You can't affect extreme goodness if you're not extremely good, and that means in every way, shape, form, and consistency. And if I seem like I'm very strong, it's because I am. Yep. And I expect you to be if you want to run anywhere near me. You know, and you can't be a brainwashing victim, and you can't be a product of society, and you can't be a product of these ill constructs of Satanism, Netanyahu's, and all this shit. You're gonna have to make the move and step out of that and be a real tough guy, right? Because the jungle gym's 10 times the gym, but you're ready for it. Nothing to it but to do it. You know, you'll regret every moment you didn't. That is a fact, profoundly. Anyway, I don't want to take up too much of your time, too much of mine, but just to keep the Stardate consistency repetition going, you know, if it's true, it's consistent. If it's real, it's real. If it's fake, it's fake. It is what it is. It's whether you can deal with that or not. It's how you deal with that that's going to make up the rest of the story moving forward. And nothing above respects a punk. Nothing. Hua, let's go.